Well, we are back with another episode of Our Amplified Life. And if you've been here, you know that we like to just kind of take a break from all of the fashion information that we share each week and just kind of share some candid conversations about things that are going on in our life. Sometimes just things that we want to talk about, exciting projects that we have going on. But I was listening to a podcast the other day, and the two gals that do that were talking about their rose, their bud, and their thorn. And I thought that was a really fantastic way to put the rose would be things that were going really, really great this past year or in life in general. The thorn would be something that's maybe a little painful or giving you grief. And then the bud is something that you're really excited about on the horizon, things to look forward to. So I can't wait to dig into this with you, Amy.
Well, I was hoping you'd start us off with one of the three.
I will, but let's see. Well, let's start with the rose. Let's talk about what's really going fantastic, what we're excited about, something that has gone well. So in my life, I guess there's several things that have gone really, really great for me this past year. I mean, I've been very purposeful with my business and just kind of getting out and seeing women. And I love all of the new women that I've been seeing with my styling business. And then another huge area of growth has been my flower farm. So I've really expanded this past year, and it's just been exciting to see kind of the vision come to life in that, and really, I don't know, just embrace the joy that I get to bring out into the world through that facet of my life. How about you, Amy?
Well, yours is legitimately and literally a rose, because
Yep.
everything flowers that you have put so much time and literally elbow grease into has just absolutely, it's delighted me, and I'm miles and miles and states away. So I'm sure the people that actually got to smell and tangibly touch and see your beautiful bouquets of flowers were absolutely it was a rose of a day for them as well. Well, mine is a little bit harder. I'm not being a Debbie Downer, but it's kind of bringing me back to my word of the year, right? If you guys remember and have followed us for a long time, I really wanted some harmony in my life. Harmony is different than peace and different than joy. Harmony is taking the ebbs and the flows and the highs and lows and creating a beautiful sound. And I would actually say that's really describing my year. As far as the rose, I have to concur. The women that have come into my life through my stylist business have absolutely impacted my life in so many ways. I could not even put it on paper, whether it's being inspired to go ahead and try to make a sourdough gluten-free loaf of bread, or get out and adventure and do a new workout class, or be inspired to read a book. There's so many things that my stylist business brings to me that are more lifestyle things that I get to gain from these other women. And I think probably the specific rose though, was hiring my daughter Breely as my assistant and allowing her into my world in a whole different way than she'd ever seen, but also allowing my clients to see in person the little girl that they've read about and seen on social media, and they actually have been able to hug her, and the impact that they have already made on her life was for sure like a highlight. And so I look forward to her coming to more shows and doing more things. It's a little crazy now that school's in, so it's fewer and further between, but we're making
just the business savvy that she's picking up and the life skills that she's picking up by being at your shows with you is just, that's incredible. I'm so excited for you and for her for that opportunity.
It's been very impactful for her to see women from all different backgrounds, from all different faith beliefs, and they all dress different, you know, and I think it's been really good for her to see. I mean, one show I had a woman explain her tattoos to Breely and why she loved them. And so she doesn't get that anywhere else. And so to see the kindness in these women and not have any kind of judgment or, I don't know, she's just getting all the greatest women into her life. And it helps her when I have to go away to a show alone, because she knows that I'm going to a really good thing and that I get to see some really great people. And so, yeah, that's definitely been my rose.
Yeah. Well, let's go the flip side and talk about the thorn. And I'll start. So since you mentioned word of the year, my word of this year is wholeness. And I can say that my health is still a struggle, and that is a thorn for me. And not only, so I'm physically pushing past a lot of things that have been limitations for me. Not that it's without pain, but I'm actually able to do things that I haven't in the last 6 years. So that's exciting. But I continue to just have some health struggles with my liver not functioning properly and hormone issues. You know, I'm at that stage of the game where there's hormone things happening. Yay. So just kind of getting things dialed in. It continues to be a bit of a thorn in my side or a huge thorn in my side, depending on the day.
Yeah, well, for those of you that do not know, Rebecca is physically building her own greenhouse and framing the walls. So when she talks about pushing through the pain, she's causing some of this pain, but still pushing through it. So honestly, Rebecca, I think if half the people watching functioned the way you do and the amount of pain you do, they would have no idea how truly determined and strong you are. And I've watched your journey. I've talked to you about it. I know when you're sitting down and, you know, you've had it, but you're very inspiring. Not only have you had to lean over and do all your plants and put all of the things together and travel so much, and that jarring in the vehicle on your back, it really is inspirational. And I think if anyone here is watching that goes through physical pain, whether it's through a chronic illness or whether it's through an accident and chronic pain that way, chronic pain is something that it never truly goes away. And it's something that you learn to live with in different ways. And I've seen that in my husband, who's had MS for 20 years. And I think the key is really learning to listen to your body, whether it's what you're putting in your body, whether it's, okay, I have done enough, I have to go take a bath, or I'm not done with what I wanted to do today, but if I don't stop, I won't get it done for the rest of the week, sort of thing. And watching you go through, but also be like, okay, I've had it. That, I don't even know if you can say that's a thorn. I mean, the thorn is in your side and it's going to be there, but the success that you've had and the way you've handled it, it just, when I have my whiny moments and then I talk to you or I get a picture, I'm like, oh my gosh, pull up your bootstraps, Amy. Like it's not that bad, you know? And so I just want you to know I love watching all that you're doing. I'm really mad that I'm not closer, because I would love to be outside with you and helping you build that. And I know I could. And it really kind of pains me to not be close enough to even bring my big, strong boys and
I know,
rally the troops.
That would be so handy.
Yes, they are very handy. I came home from work, not to get off the conversation, but I came home from work the other day and immediately went to the bathroom, because, you know, that's what you do when you've been in a car for 2 hours. And all of a sudden there was this, and I was like this loud crash on the wall of my house. I swear, I thought the wind had blown one of our goat shelters over our fence and it crashed into my house. That's how loud it was. And then I remembered, wait a minute, Bo's truck was here when I got here. He's my son who does HVAC. So I texted him and I'm like, are you at my house? And he goes, yeah, I'm in your basement getting your heater ready for winter. And I was like, oh, well, thank you.
I love you.
I had no idea he was there, but he was cleaning out my ducks or something that made a big loud noise. So I would love to share them with you. I wish you were closer.
Dang it.
I know. Well, okay, my thorn. I don't know if I'm really ready to say much about it, but I will say that the last whole year, like really since last August, there's been sort of a paradigm shift in my marriage, and it's been very heavy lows and also some really sparkling moments of joy. I think we've been married 25 years and there's been some hard parts, right? Everybody I'm sure listening to this can relate. I will say the last 2 to 3 months have been the most emotionally draining and exhausting, but also it's kind of like that thought of music and harmony. Like if you don't hear that lowest note, you're also not going to appreciate the highest high. And so it's one of those things that I'm ever so grateful for, that things finally like are at a head and the light in the tunnel is there. And it's, you know, my marriage is not unique to anybody else's. There's different trials and things that come, but ultimately what I have seen is, and this maybe is the rosebud. Was that your next one? Like the rose, the thorn, and then the rosebud. What I can see budding out of this trial and this journey is a level of respect and love that we knew was there, but to what degree after 25 years, I think it's easy to take that for granted. But also new beginnings, right? Like we can take all the hards from, and that's one thing that my husband and I have been talking about. We can take all the hards from the 25 years and we can dwell on them, or we can take them and move forward and look forward to a new beginning of another 25 plus years. And that's really where our focus is. And so I would say the last 2 to 3 months, my concentration has been on that. So out of the thorn is coming a new rosebud, and I kind of have a good feeling that it's going to blossom. Now we're going to have to keep watering the pot. So that intentional thing after 25 years I think sometimes we forget. So there you go. Kind of heavy, but
yeah. Well, I have to tell you, Amy, that has been so inspirational for me to just watch you kind of walk through that and link arms with you to a certain extent through that process, and just your willingness to grow personally and as a wife and a woman and everything. It's been remarkable. So we always get teary-eyed on some of these.
Don't do that to me. I have makeup on for the first time.
I know we can't cry it off before our husbands actually get to see it.
I know, but I am actually glad it's you that broke the tear before me, because I have been the last 2 months. I think I've cried in almost every episode, whether they knew it or not. So
yeah, so that's been I appreciate all of your work and just sharing that with me, because, you know, we all have different things, and maybe it's not even marriage. Maybe it's a relationship with someone that you love or another family member or something. Things are not always easy, and relationships are not always easy. And especially when you've been in a relationship with someone for that, you know, a quarter of a century, there's going to be lots of old hurts and stuff that kind of keep rising back up. And I just know from, you know, different family things that I've gone through, it's just difficult to remind yourself, okay, that was then and this is now. And so it's been awe-inspiring. So thank you for that. And my bud, let's see. So a huge bud for me is the greenhouse that Amy just referenced. I've been collecting vintage windows to build myself a greenhouse for a few years. And so that coming to fruition is huge and life-changing. And it's going to be fun to see what all will come from that. I know one piece of that pie is I am going to be raising some bedding plants next year in addition to the cut flowers. So a little bit more things to offer to my florists and my clients. So that's exciting. And let's see what else.
Well, I can also say that greenhouse is going to add to your goal of wholeness, because for those of you that don't know, Rebecca has been hauling 5-gallon buckets of water up and down stairs. So this greenhouse is going to give her that physical freedom of, instead of hauling water, being able to turn on the water and take care of everything in-house. And what a blessing. I mean, talk about manifesting a dream and making it happen. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been fun. And it's been, I guess, another bud for me is just pushing past fears and instilling that I can do it. Because while, you know, I've done lots of DIY projects and smaller builds and things, but I've never built a structure before. And so, and I don't have anybody helping.
Hey,
saying,
wait a minute. I have to stop you right there, because you act like framing a wall is no big deal.
Well, it isn't now, but I will tell you that it's that mental piece of something new and something unknown that you have to like force yourself to go and do it and be willing to suck at it.
I
do it anyway.
That when I put Breeley's floor in, like I was YouTubing like, okay, am I really going to do this? And I tore it apart and redid it. Like, so yeah, but the fear actually, when I knew I put it in and it wasn't quite how I wanted it to be, I actually took a whole day off, because I was like, it's creeping in on me. And if I keep going, it's really going to be screwed up and I'm really going to get frustrated. So I kind of almost needed to reset and then go back in and just redo it the right way. And what a learning experience, because I know I would not be that afraid to do it again. And so watching you do this has been really, really cool.
Yeah, I like broke out in a little happy dance when the first wall went up. Kevin got home and helped me lift that, and we got it all secured and everything was as I expected. And then when we got the second wall up and it met up with the first, just like I had planned, and then the third wall went up and everything worked. And I was like, yes, because
nobody is ever going to question you telling them how to keep their pants up and on the right way. If you can keep walls matched up, aligned, and they're still standing, then jeans and t-shirts are no big deal.
Yes, exactly. So that's been fun. That's kind of been my bud, reaching out, and this has fostered a new verve for me to do another big project that I have been wanting to do, which is build kitchen cabinets, but I'm actually going to start with like wall cabinets for the new living room that I'm making my garage into. So, you know, it's all 2023 is going to be a fun year too, with different DIY projects.
I can tell you one, Rose, that I didn't mention.
Yes.
My son got engaged, and I love my bonus daughter. So she's not even a daughter-in-law. She's just a bonus daughter. She's Breeley's bonus sister, and her family is extended family. And so they'll be getting married in June. So that will really be a Rose for next year. So kind of hang that on.
It's kind of a bud too.
We better not have buds coming anytime soon.
Well, not yet.
No, but a bud as far as a new addition to my family.
Right.
Yes. I'm just saying they're a little young, so let's let them get their education
and have a few years of married life.
Yes. But super excited. So I've been able to go and her mom and my bonus daughter and her mom were gracious enough to let Breely and I come when she picked out her wedding dress, and it is really a cool moment. So that's been a lot of fun. I just want to get through the holidays so that we can just dive into wedding planning, and they're just awesome though. They're already like taking care of all of it, and I'm like, wait a minute, what do I need to do? I'm over here, I'm happy to help.
You get to show up and have a great time.
Yeah, so I do hear that being the groom's mother is much easier than the bride's mother. So
yeah, well, that's a whole nother conversation in and of itself, but
yeah, but it was interesting going wedding gown shopping because we're so used to everyday clothes, but the concept is the same. And what was interesting is every dress that she put on that she fell in love with, it ended up being the same silhouette. So it just fell on her body so beautifully. And I cannot wait to show you pictures in June of the wedding. So
it's going to be good. All right, Amy, why don't you wrap us up? But make sure that you guys are leaving in the comments what your rosebud and thorn, if you're willing to share them with us. We really enjoy hearing that from you. So, yeah.
I think we both missed a rosebud. I mean, maybe you said it, but this is our 3rd year of doing this channel. And I think one of the biggest rosebuds out of it is that this year we really had an idea of what we wanted to do. We went from Style RX to Our Amplified Life. We did a little bit more as far as branding, but not only that, we've gotten so many more typed comments and texts, and it's been really a beautiful journey. So I don't want to leave you guys out, those of you that support us, because some of you maybe don't even shop with us in our stylist businesses, but you're here. Or the great thing about this channel for me is I get some interaction with Rebecca's clientele, and she gets some with mine. And so that has also been a pep in our step. And I have to say, if it weren't for Rebecca and you guys and showing up weekly, I would have really struggled the last couple of months, because it was just, okay, nope, I'm there. And I think the accountability, but also the commitment to our friendship and our individual but together business has been one of the biggest rosebuds of this year. So I would have been remiss of not mentioning that, since we are, because we even talk all the time about like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to do this, we could talk about that, or I just took a workout class, or we could talk about, like it's so funny how we bring this channel into our even everyday conversations. And so as Rebecca said, it's kind of like this little appointment where I get to see her intentionally, but also you guys. So there's been a lot more roses than thorns. I think we can both say that.
100%. I absolutely agree.
Well, with that being said, you guys, thank you for joining us. Again, please leave us your rose, your bud, and your thorn, because the more we get to know you, the better we can serve you through this channel. And whether it's lifestyle pieces, maybe we've talked about taking you on a walkabout. So maybe this winter I can take you up to our pavilion and show you some places where we hike around, and Rebecca can show us around her ranch. If those are things that sound interesting to you, if you would truly like us to pull more lifestyle pieces into this channel, please let us know, because that is information that is so valuable for us. The feedback that we get is absolutely what makes us thrive. So please, if you haven't commented before, comment. If you're just starting out, do it again. If you comment every week, don't stop, because we love those. But we're going to leave you here today. We'll be back with some really amazing episodes. Holidays are coming. Maybe we'll do a food. Ooh, we could do an episode on our favorite holiday foods.
Maybe from the kitchen.
The ideas, they just come, ladies. So leave us the comments, okay? So anyway, thank you again. It's so good to see you, my friend. And we
Love
will
you,
talk
girl.
to you soon. Bye.